massive challenges for all of us with the new rules and regulations. So
14 months. That's how long Lewis Hamilton spent in the dark, in a simulator, in silence, shaping a machine that no one outside of Maranello had ever seen. And now, Melbourne is watching. Because this isn't just a new season, this is a declaration. The question isn't whether Ferrari is ready. The question is, did they just build the most dangerous car on the Formula One grid? And if Hamilton's DNA is already inside the SF26, can anyone stop what's coming? Picture the paddock after Bahrain testing. No euphoria, no champagne, no celebrations. Just contained confidence. That's the phrase that started circling through the garages. Not speed, not glory, contained confidence.
What would my superpower be?
And in Formula One, that's the most dangerous thing a rival team can hear. Because when Ferrari finished Bahrain, they hadn't chased a headline lap time. They had completed over 4,000 kilometers without serious failures. Long runs, stable, consistent, controlled degradation, sustained hybrid deployment that didn't die at the end of the straight when nearly every other car on the grid was clipping. That was the first sign. Then came the numbers. The SF26 posted the best combined lap time, a 1:31.992 on C4 compound, beating Norris's best on the harder C3 tire by 0.2. But Ferrari boss Fred Vasseur wasn't talking about lap times, he was talking about something bigger. The entire paddock was surprised, Vasseur said. People were saying we'd be close to F2, yet we're only 2 or 3 seconds off the 2025 times. 2 to 3 seconds in a complete regulatory reset. That gap, in Formula One development terms, can vanish within months. But that was just the start, because what the cameras couldn't show, what the stopwatch couldn't measure, was what Ferrari's engineers were saying behind closed doors. The rear architecture of the SF26 contains aerodynamic solutions described internally as impossible to copy in the short term. Not difficult, impossible. This isn't a wing tweak, this isn't a floor update, this is structural, built into the DNA of the car from day one. And this is where the story gets deeper. Hamilton arrived at Ferrari and found a car already designed, already locked, very little room for change. He said it himself. Compared to the previous one that I found already designed and I could change very little, this car has a bit of my DNA and it excites me. His DNA. That's not PR language, that's a technical confession. For 14 months, Hamilton worked inside Maranello's simulator, adjusting suspension geometry, shifting weight distribution, refining corner entry behavior, dictating how the car reacts at the absolute edge of grip. The SF26 wasn't built for Hamilton, it was built with him. Sharp front end, stable braking, precise traction, every characteristic Hamilton has demanded from a championship car throughout his entire career, engineered into the architecture of the SF26 from its very first concept. But here's the twist. Even Hamilton, 7-time champion, one of the greatest technical minds ever to sit in a Formula One cockpit, didn't have all the answers after testing. After Bahrain, Hamilton picked up his phone, and the calls he made revealed everything about the atmosphere in Formula One right now. He didn't call his engineers, he didn't call Vasseur. He called Toto Wolff at Mercedes, he called Zak Brown at McLaren. The tests revealed little. Everyone is hiding, Hamilton admitted. I called Toto Wolff at Mercedes and Zak Brown at McLaren to try to understand what they understood, but I didn't get results. Read that again. The most successful driver in modern Formula One history, sitting after testing, trying to decode a brand new era, reaching out to 2 of the most powerful men in the paddock, and walking away with nothing. Because information is power, and in 2026, with the entire rulebook rewritten, every team is guarding their data like it's gold. Mercedes is believed to be holding back 420 kilowatts of raw power unit output. McLaren is sandbagging. Red Bull's energy recovery system remains a mystery. Nobody showed their hand in Bahrain. But Ferrari? Ferrari showed just enough to make everyone nervous and kept the real performance hidden in places cameras can't reach. Vasseur confirmed it himself. In the past, we've introduced innovations in hidden areas, suspensions, cooling system, engine. I believe this applies to all teams. The visible tricks, the inverted rear wing, the exhaust fin using gases for energy recovery, Those weren't the story. They were the distraction. If what Ferrari hinted at in Bahrain transfers to Albert Park, this changes everything. First consequence, the development race begins immediately. A car with a solid base doesn't need survival updates, it needs refinement. Ferrari arrives in Melbourne with floor adjustments, diffuser optimization, and aggressive hybrid maps already prepared. Not fixes, enhancements. That's a completely different internal message. Second consequence, the championship picture shifts before race 1 ends. A strong Australian result doesn't just deliver points, it delivers inertia. Rivals begin reacting, development priorities get reshuffled, resources get rushed toward updates that haven't been properly validated. That's where seasons fracture. Third consequence, the psychological weight. Hamilton said it clearly after everything Ferrari endured last season: strategy mistakes, lost opportunities, painful Sundays. After what we went through last year, we can face any situation. This team has everything it takes to win. We have to finish the job together. Not together. That shift from individual glory to collective mission is what Maranello has been missing for years.
Scenario 1. The SF26 confirms everything in Melbourne. Hamilton wins on debut. Ferrari's 28-race drought ends, and the Paddock realizes the new era already has a master. Scenario 2. The active aero complexity, 300 wing activations per race, causes reliability issues under competitive pressure. The concept is real, but the execution fractures, and Ferrari's window narrows before it ever fully opens. Scenario 3. Red Bull and Mercedes revealed their true pace in qualifying. The sandbagging ends, and suddenly Ferrari's contained confidence meets the cold reality of a grid that was never showing its ceiling either. The revolution becomes a battle, and the longest season in Formula One history becomes its most unpredictable. Has Ferrari genuinely built something that cannot be copied? Or is the real danger not the SF26's ceiling, but what happens when Hamilton and Leclerc want the same thing at the same time? One thing is certain. Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari at the end of his story. He came at the beginning of one last chapter. And the SF26, built with his hands, shaped by his instincts, carrying 14 months of silent work, is the opening line. Melbourne won't just decide who wins race 1. It will decide who this era belongs to. If you made it this far, you already know this season isn't about who's fastest. It's about who built the right car at the right moment for the right driver. So tell me, is this finally Ferrari's year, or is the greatest trap in Formula One history about to spring shut on Maranello?